All right, let's get a check now what's playing out with other markets that we track. Definitely, we did see that big rebound in the crypto market. Bitcoin seems to be finding its footing, at this point, if we look at what's played out with the market so far. But there's still that talk about MicroStrategy. Is there implications that they might, or is there, we're hearing a lot of talk right now that they might have to sell Bitcoin. That's MicroStrategy, and we know the news so far has been before 2025. MicroStrategy they've been adding more, buying more Bitcoin, buying more Bitcoin. But this is how the stock closed yesterday, 3.89% up, $188. Let's bring in Gilbert Chupata now to bring us up to speed on what to expect with this company. Hello, Gilbert. Great to have you.
Yeah, greetings, Mr. Laddie, and Happy New Month.
Fantastic. It's been a while. Last time I saw you, I don't think you had so much hair on your head, but it's great to see you. Fantastic. So what does it mean? Let's get straight into it now. What does it mean that when they say, strategy might need to sell Bitcoin if the market cap and asset ratio falls below 1.0? What's that about?
Okay, so I think there are two things that I should make clear. There is something called the MNAV, which is MicroStrategy Net Asset Value, and also MicroStrategy Stock. So the MicroStrategy MNAV, which is the net asset value, is the market value of MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holding minus liability divided per MicroStrategy stock. So now MicroStrategy stock is the price of MicroStrategy's share selling, in the public market, which investors can buy and sell. So MicroStrategy has said by that they might sell Bitcoin if the market value of its stock falls below the value of its Bitcoin holding, which the ratio is called MNAV. So it's important that I think, why should we understand the difference? If MicroStrategy stock is selling greater than the MicroStrategy net asset value, it means that the stock is trading at a price higher than the value of BTC they are holding. However, if the stock is selling less than MicroStrategy asset value, it means that the stock is trading at a discount and the market value is less than the price of Bitcoin in their assets. So the question is, why does it matter? It matters because if the stock consistently trades below the market value of its assets, MicroStrategy might struggle to raise equity and also pay dividends, which will be due by December 31st, and might have to consider selling BTC to cover obligation. But if the stock is selling above its, the market value of its holding, it means that the company now has stability and is less likely to sell BTC. So in simple terms, if investors start valuing the company at less than the Bitcoin treasury it holds, it means that they may need to sell BTC to cover these financial needs and also maintain stability. Now, this does not mean that he's saying that MicroStrategy will be selling Bitcoin, but it is finally putting the option on the table. Before now, for over half a decade, our muscle memory as traders is the religious rule of MicroStrategy, which they have lived by, which is never sell. This rule was synonymous with the brand. It became even battle tested, and even the stock price went faster than what it was holding. But however, it looks like this rule, carved on stone, may be fading after the CEO of MicroStrategy admitted this, on a podcast. But now he's not saying we are going to sell, but he's putting this option on the table because MicroStrategy is not panic selling, but what they are doing is having a contingency in plan, as any smart investor should. And then I think there are a couple of things we should watch out for, when we go into, as we dive into this period, because that's the risks right now the market is pricing in. We need to study the MicroStrategy stock versus MicroStrategy net asset value, and also look out for the ability to access, equity and debt, and also look at the price of BTC, major support level it may have to hold, because this is the risks the market has priced in, despite the market presently showing us some upside.
Right, and definitely we have some investors that like to follow what institutional investors are doing, and definitely we've heard from MicroStrategy in the past, just keep buying Bitcoin, but to, if they start to sell, if they start offloading Bitcoin really, like the way they were buying before now, what's the smart move for an investor right now to hedge?
Okay, so I know for some moment they have not been buying like they used to do, so they slowed its Bitcoin purchase, which signals caution. And this does not mean they are abandoning their Bitcoin project, but they are taking more of a cautious measure and also approach. And it tells investors what we should be watching closely. However, if they decide to start selling, it means that the market is entering more like a cautious moment, despite what what price right now on the short term looks like. So what should investors be doing? So far, I think that the market has given us a very good rally from 16, 17K to 24K when technically the bull run began. So for investors who are market cycle based investors and not necessarily those milestone hodlers, I think relatively for altcoin, these have been some good moments for one to start taking profit, sitting also on a stable coin, rebalancing your portfolio, selling less strong asset into stronger asset, because during uncertain times you want to be in assets that over a long period of time can withstand whatsoever market condition.
Yeah, definitely. So much decisions for investors to make at this time, but you have to make that trade regardless. Thank you so much, Gilbert Rapata, as a team lead at Smart Investors Launch. Thank you for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.